For those that don't know me, my name's Phil Barrett and I sit on the Thornton Parish Council. The vision is really to have as many local organisations, groups, people, volunteers, however you wish to describe, to participate in this annual parish meeting. Apologies from a group of ladies who I have the utmost respect for, and that is the Women's Institutes, who are celebrating their centenary this year. I said, in order to keep off the blacklist of the WI, I would mention that the centenary is this year in Thornton. Is it December? Thank you, in December. So, without further ado, the first speaker that I'd like to welcome is Mr. Graham Hunt, who is here to represent the sports, everything sporting, and the pavilion of Thornton.
Okay, so first I'm going to talk about the Sports Pavilion Association. I am the secretary and one of the trustees of the Sports Pavilion. The Sports Pavilion in its present form was constructed about 20 years ago, and the Sports Pavilion exists to provide a building for two of the main sporting groups in the village, so the football team and the cricket team. And the Sports Pavilion Association is there to basically underpin their activities. It's there to maintain the building, maintain the periphery of the field and so on. And its main source of income is the gala, which is on Sunday. That basically provides us with sufficient income, and we have charitable status as well. So the cricket club's been in existence for about 175 years, we think, and despite lots of local village clubs folding in recent years, we're actually thriving. The club welcomes players and supporters of all abilities, age ranging from sort of 5-year-olds to, we've got several players who are actually in their 70s still playing. And it covers a wide range of abilities, so we've got some quite decent players in the club, but we've got lots of people who like to come along and have a good social game of cricket and then go to the pub afterwards, which is all part of the fun. The football, obviously that runs during the winter months. At the moment they've only got one adult team, but they've got two junior teams. They are doing really, really well. They won the league, and I think they were, they did brilliantly, and then they reached the final as well. So that's basically us. So we're very, very proud of it. You know, it's a fantastic facility that the village has got. We do make the pavilion available if you do want to use the pavilion. You know, we've got the facilities there, and if any organisation wants to. So, for instance, we had cycle training down there. Last summer, any organisations, we're not basically looking to make any money out of it, but if anybody wants to come along or wants to have a meeting or something or use the facilities in some way, then please ask us. That it's not just for the sports clubs, it's a village facility. Okay?
Lovely. Thank you very much, Graham. Right, Graham touched upon the hub, so second on this evening is Joy Foster. If you'd like to come up, Joy's going to speak about the hub.
Okay. So the hub's just a team of volunteers who try desperately to enhance the community through improving the environment and setting up community activities and projects. So in the last 18 months, we've raised about 3,500 from our events and quizzes. And thanks to everybody, people here who volunteered your time, or you've spent your money, or you've baked cakes at all of these events. We spent about £2,000 on planters and hanging baskets, community newsletters, the pond area, the bird feeders, the community choir. Those things are what we spent the money on. Now, our activities really fall under three main headings. First of all, tidying up the village. Secondly, adding to the village. And thirdly, community. We lit a pick once a month on a Sunday. You can all come if you want. We meet at 10 o'clock on the green and we have a cuppa and a cake afterwards in the village hall. The pond area, this is again under tidying up the village. They also hope to continue working at the north end of the walled car park. The railings, need to mention this. And then the second one is adding to the village through things like the planters and the hanging baskets. And this year, the hanging baskets, which should be installed soon, are going to be paid for by the Crafty Hubbers. And then the third thing that we do, the community. My time's almost up, Phil.
It's well
All
done,
of
June.
these I don't mind.
Right then, so I'll put my other hat on now. I'm chair of the Thornton Players. Thornton Players was originally founded round about 100 years ago, and has its roots in the WI. So years and years and years ago, all the cast were all female. They would perform in the village, but they would go to village halls and so on all around the area, and very successful they were too. But eventually they decided that they were going to have some men in the society. So basically the Thornton Players were formed. There is a nice little story that the first male character, anyway, basically he had to climb up a ladder during the performance, and his false teeth fell out and fell into a bucket. And that was the best laugh of the evening. The society grew and grew, and at one stage we were probably the biggest society in the village. We would put on an annual production, usually towards the end of November. We would always be in the village hall. We would do 3 nights, and they were a huge success. We would play to packed houses, and people just loved it. It was really good. We did what the village enjoyed. It was a great social society to be in. However, fashions change. Our membership started to fall, particularly after 2000, I would suggest, and we found it increasingly difficult to put plays on. We just could not get the people to come along, and help. So a few weeks ago, we had our AGM. We were really thinking that the society was going to basically wind down, and that was going to be it. However, a couple of people came with lots of new ideas, and so we voted that we would keep the society going. So if any of you, have any sort of interest in something like that, please give us a shout. Please come along. Okay, thank you.
Right, lovely, thank you, Graham. And I'd like to invite June up to talk about the village Christmas lights gang, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Steve Hone, the new chair, would have been here to talk about this, but he's unable to come, so he asked me if I'd do it. So, a bit about the Lights Group. We're a group, not a committee, because it's a group of volunteers who work together to bring the December Christmas light extravaganza to Thornton a day. It's voluntary men and women, and we all install the lights display, carry out maintenance and organise the annual switch-on event. And Jim and John are leading a team of people who over the summer months are identifying and doing maintenance work to improve the reliability and safety of our display. So our aim is to continue to make improvements for a good lights display. We're also looking to replace 1 or 2 features. One of our features died this year, and the features are quite expensive, so we're looking to fundraise to create a couple more features to enhance the display. We've also got maintenance costs. We've got annual insurance that you may not realise. It's quite costly insurance because we've got volunteers working at height with electrical goods, and we also have to insure against an event being cancelled. We have to insure against vandalism, so there's a whole host of things we have to be insured against. And like Joyce said, we are also looking for new volunteers who can give some of their time to help us. So if you're interested or you know somebody who might be, we'd particularly like to encourage some of the younger members of our community, then please let Jim or John know, or me. A lot of work does go into producing this display by the volunteers, but we also really do have to fundraise, and that one night of the year is our big fundraising night. And it's great that most of the businesses in the village help us. We also support, as Joy's mentioned, Thornton Primary School with a Christmas card competition. The Hub kindly organised the delivery, and I lead a team of people who go into the school. The children each year produces their own design of card. We have 3 judges, and they judge that competition. And then that card drops on your doorstep next year. And that child switches the lights on switch on that, and that's always a lovely thing to see. So finally, a date for the diary, 7th of December this year, the first Saturday in December for the next switch on night. We hope to see you, your family and your friends there, and lots more visitors. And we do have a Facebook page which is simply Thornton Christmas Lights, and you can leave comments on there.
Thank you, Jim. So, Eleanor, are you ready to speak about the choir?
My name's Eleanor, and it would have been Gay who should be speaking tonight, but the choir meets on a Thursday evening, and so she's at the Methodist Hall. So I've been going to the choir for about nearly 2 years now. When I realised that the evenings in the winter can be quite long and dark, I thought, well, I'm going to have to find something to do to get me out of the house and go and meet some people. So I joined the choir and I joined the WI. The choir started in late 2018 as a result of requests to the village hub to form a community choir. And the newly formed choir group led some community carol singing on the village green at Christmas that year. The aim is to offer a really warm invitation to come along and join us at the Methodist Hall any Thursday from 7 o'clock and have a go at singing with us. We are a friendly group who enjoy singing together in company for fun, which is great for physical and mental well-being and for fostering a sense of community. People are welcome to dip in and out. There is no expectation that they come along every week. On an average week at the moment, we can have anywhere between 18 and 25 singers. We could always do with, as most choirs, I'm quite sure, with more men. We also have refreshments and a chat at the interval and finish around 8:30. We don't go to the pub afterwards, which is possibly a great shame. We have led carols singing at Christmas in the village hall for the last 2 years and have sung for the residents at the Hall nursing home. Mainly, the choir is about community and enjoying singing together rather than working towards a performance.
Lovely, thank you very much. I'm going to invite Lynn Hopwood up to talk about the village hall. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everybody. And Phil's introduced me, and I am the chair currently of the village hall. We've had our AGM quite recently. So this evening I just want to take the opportunity just to talk about the refurbishment plans. The village hall's been unchanged for some 80 years and is seriously in need of updating now to meet current standards of health and safety and access, and also as we start to look upon the decarbonisation agenda. The building project was launched following an initial community consultation open day. It was very clear the vision for the refurbishment was to create a village hall that retained important aspects of its character in a building that meets all modern community building standards, health and safety, access, and provides additional amenities that will enhance its use for the community. But at the moment, if anything sort of goes wrong with the village hall, it's never that straightforward to sort it out. We are an age that we just need to modernise it, so actually it's much more straightforward to look after that building. We had another consultation with the community when we were looking at some plans that an architect had drafted for us. We've actually made some changes to the plans, and those drawings have now been done. It's been quite a journey for us. I think it will be an exciting build. We've increased the size of the community room. You realise I'm using the word community, not committee, but we will be retaining the tapestry because that's what people wanted us to do, and we will be retaining the fireplace. The thing that always comes up is about the sound, and you can't hear. We've actually had an acoustic specialist in last week who has actually given us recommendations for making the sound better in the village hall. If anybody wants to get involved with the village hall, then come and speak to me. Everybody is more than welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. That's lovely. I'd like to introduce Richard Scullion, who's going to talk about wildlife and why it matters.
I was fascinated by all the birds, the wildlife. It turned into a lifelong passion. Through the surveys and things we did, we identified wildlife which was struggling. Why did certain woodlands have specialist birds in, like red starts and pied flycatchers? And we found out that it's a lack of nesting sites. So we engaged in schemes putting up nest boxes to encourage pied flycatchers. And 9 out of 10 woods were successful in pied flycatchers then nesting. Since moving here, I've actually started to work with the National Park, Forestry England, Scarborough Birders and the BTO. The BTO is the British Trust for Ornithology. Living in this area, we're actually blessed to have turtle doves here. Forestry England do bird surveys every year. We do common bird surveys where you just take a form at 6 o'clock in the morning. You walk 1 kilometre square, there and back, and you just record everything you see. And that's wrens, robins, blue tits, everything. One thing the bird groups do is they make meticulous records, they record everything they see. It's there for history, and you can see rises and declines. There is. If there's anybody in this room that's got skills that think they can make swift boxes, we'd pay for the materials, you just give your time to make them. So please tell me if you do want to get involved. And I think I've concluded. I just want you to know what's around here. It's fantastic.
Thank you very much, Richard. They've got it written on the back of a fag packet, I think. Manthorpe Play Park. Welcome, thank you.
I'm Anna, I'm the chairperson of Manthorpe Park. We've got a few committee members here. There's Natalie, who is the vice chair. Manthorpe Park was established in 1965 by Roy and Mary Manthorpe, and it's continued to thrive in the village. We are a registered charity, and the park is run by a group of busy working volunteers. Claire is our parish council rep. We meet about once a month, either in the park, the institute, or the pub. Over the last few years, we've added quite a few bits to the park. We've put a new events trail in, an inclusive roundabout, a new shelter, and we've updated and resurfaced the skate park. So we'll meet every month to see what needs to be done, any safety problems, any matters arising. We have a litter picking rota every week in the summer to pick up litter, and also recently dog poo. We rely completely on fundraising, donations and grants. We mainly just want to thank everybody, all the local groups, for supporting us. We have a duck derby on the 4th of August. Everyone's been really generous, and we really do rely on these donations. So the main project this year that we're looking at is the skate park wall, which is showing signs of wear and tear. So mainly just want to thank everyone for their support and donations. If you'd like to become involved, please get in touch. We have a Facebook page, we've got email, or come and find one of us. And please look after each other and be kind. Thank you. Thank you.
Right, thank you. That concludes the presentations from organisations based in and around the parish, and I'd just like to publicly thank everybody that has been motivated and supported this annual parish meeting. So thank you, Claire, who runs the community Facebook page. I was genuinely surprised about the amount of enthusiasm of people that wanted to come and speak this evening, so thank you.